Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain-Free You. Today's topic: should neuroplasticity be our primary focus? So I'll get to that in a minute. Hope everybody's well. Had a great weekend. Relax your body. Smile. Remember that, silly? You can control your psychology with your physiology. These little things matter. They may seem trivial or silly, but they actually work. So play with them. Play is the key phrase. So, should neuroplasticity be your primary focus on getting better? Simply put, no. Many of us, until we've come down with our chronic symptoms or pain, have almost never even known what neuroplasticity was. But it's a very hot topic in the recovery healing space. And there's even programs that focus on brain rewiring and neuroplasticity and the brain, rewire and very technical approaches on how to form new connections in your brain. But for our whole lives, we've never really had to think about brain wiring. And guess what happened? The brain did what it does. It forms new connections based on where we place our intention and our consistent focus. And it lets go the old connections, which it deems as insignificant and unimportant. And so we don't have to think about brain rewiring as a kid to learn how to play sports or a musical instrument. Yes, there's lots of brain rewiring going on. That happens all the time, from the time we were conceived and forming brain cells all the way through to the last breath we take. Our brain is always wiring and rewiring. It's very plastic. But I don't think we need to make that neuroplasticity a huge focus in our daily lives, because the brain takes care of it. This system knows what to do. So what do we want to do? We want to control the input into the system and let this brilliant computer wire itself. What's the input that we're looking for? Unconcerned, unbothered, indifferent, if you will. Whatever. So what if the symptoms are there, right? And by doing such, you are literally instructing the brain to say, this stuff that we've been very focused on for a while is not significant anymore. It's not important anymore, and we don't need to keep those connected. So oftentimes, the less attention and focus we place on the symptoms and just allow them to be present, right? Indifference, unbothered by them, whatever, so what? Hi there, thanks but no thanks, right? The things I've been talking about for 5-6 years now. Allow the symptoms to be there and don't make them significant, because if you're staring at them all day and trying to fix them or remove them and rewire, all you're doing by that is saying, these are significant. Look at how much time and attention I am paying to these symptoms. As a result, the wires stay connected. Same thing goes for talking about it. That's why, one of the recommendations I've had for a long time is stop talking about your symptoms and pains. Why? Because that instructs the brain to say, these are important. Keep them wired. It's simple. Years ago I suggested coach your family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, everybody around you. Coach them to stop asking about your symptoms. Why? Because it instructs the brain that that's still important. So understanding that the brain will wire and let go of the wiring based on where we put our intention, attention, focus is important. But do we have to concentrate on wiring the brain all day, every day? Absolutely not. Just understanding how the system works the reason I'm sharing that is to motivate you to say, oh, I'm not trying to ignore the symptoms, but I'm trying to teach the brain that they're insignificant by allowing them to be there, unbothered, whatever, indifferent to them. They can hang out if they want, not a big deal. That will show the brain that these things are not important and they don't need to stay wired. Now, a story I've told a number of times is how I taught my brain to forget how to speak a foreign language. In high school, I took 2 years of Spanish, and I learned it well enough to pass the class so I could graduate high school. Now, when I left high school, summer, college, I didn't have to do anything proactive to unwire the brain and unlearn Spanish. I simply placed my attention elsewhere on living my life, my college courses, hanging with friends, playing music, doing the things that I was doing. And what did my brain do? All on its own, without me even knowing back then what neuroplasticity was. It let go of the wires for Spanish language, and it wired the new stuff. So, do you really need to focus on neuroplasticity? No. A simple, basic understanding of, that old phrase that's popular is, what fires together, wires together. So if you're continually doing something, the brain will wire it to become more efficient at that thing. Some people call it like muscle memory, but it's also brain wiring memory too. So let go of the need to wire your brain, rewire it. I think that can tend to overcomplicate it. Focus on the inputs into this brilliant computer. Excuse me. And let the brain do the rest. It knows what to do. So, I love you folks. I'm going to go before I keep on coughing on camera. But as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.